Debbie Johnson and Debbie Aguero are jumping down each other's throats after Mike used Johnson to serve Natalie her divorce papers. It was the battle of two Debbies on the 90-day. The Single Life Season 4 tell-all as Debbie Aguero and Debbie Johnson engaged in a war of words over Natalie Siva's divorce. The final part 5 of the longest reunion in the history of 90-Day Fiancé was full of laughter, anger, tears, and surprises, with Mike Youngquist showing up to the set armed with divorce papers for his estranged wife. Mike revealed details about his new girlfriend, Sarah, while confirming he wanted to get married to her and have babies, which he could only do after divorcing Natalie. Mike's shocking decision resulted in Natalie's breakdown and made enemies out of Aguero and Johnson. Most of the cast members turned against Aguero to support Johnson, presumably because of her long-time association with the franchise as a cast member, while newbie Aguero hardly received any backup. It's now time for 90-Day Fiancé fans to decide which Debbie they will choose to team up with, Miss Debbie, Mama Debbie, or none. Mike decided to divorce Natalie on television just because they got married on camera in April 2020. Mike decided to serve Natalie the divorce papers through Johnson, who acted as the legal third party. Mike announced he had started the divorce process during the tell-all after revealing that he had started seeing a new woman since December 2022. Mike looked at Johnson and asked her to get the piece of paper. Mike's decision caught the cast by surprise as Natalie exclaimed, "You came to divorce me." Johnson hugged Natalie as the latter went through the papers. Johnson apologized to Natalie, while Mike explained he gave the papers to Johnson because he needed someone to serve Natalie. Mike had divorce papers drawn up 2 weeks before filming the tell-all. Natalie immediately started to sign the papers but was stopped by her co-stars, including Mike, who told her she didn't have to sign right away and had 90 days to respond. Natalie was devastated by what was happening around her. Mike didn't give her the time to process the divorce, nor did he confront her. Aguero was felt for Natalie and lashed out at Johnson for supporting Mike. Johnson kept apologizing to Natalie, but Aguero turned to Johnson to call her out for her Judas move. Aguero asked Natalie to take a deep breath. Her motherly instincts took over as she asked Natalie to take control of her life. Aguero didn't want Natalie to sign any documents until she got professional advice. Aguero didn't hold herself back from slamming Mike. Aguero told Mike that he should have done it privately. She thought it was cruel that he waited until the tell-all to serve her, especially after Natalie had been traumatized by Josh Weinstein at the reunion. Aguero noticed how Natalie was not in any shape to sign anything. While Natalie knew that she had the divorce coming for years, Aguero insisted Mike shouldn't have done it on national TV. Their marriage was a happy event, but he had disappointed Natalie by serving her in front of the cameras. Johnson finally decided to take a stand for herself and Mike against Aguero. Aguero continued calling her namesake Judas. She accused Johnson of coming to the tell-all and being nice to everybody while having malicious intentions. Johnson told Aguero she didn't care about her opinion. She said her serving the papers was Natalie was better than some stranger who didn't care about Natalie doing it on behalf of Mike. Aguero accused Johnson of being cruel. Aguero told Mama Debbie Johnson that her actions didn't look very motherly to her. "You're a bitch," Johnson yelled at Aguero. She proceeded to call Aguero Miss Debbie Clown of the Century. Meanwhile, Natalie revealed she never wanted a divorce from Mike. Aguero and Johnson came face-to-face backstage during their break time. Johnson got along well with Veronica Rodriguez, who revealed she was constantly in touch with Mama Debbie after Jamal Menzies broke up with her, and she needed someone to talk to. Chantal added some unnecessary fuel to the fire by telling Johnson about how Aguero had mocked and judged her for not wearing panties under her dress in Greece. Chantal thanked Johnson for praising her twerking skills. Aguero said Johnson was coming after her and calling her a clown because she defended someone who was emotionally fragile. Johnson insisted she knew Natalie a lot longer. As Aguero observed 90-Day Fiancé stars Veronica and Chantal both supporting the older cast member, she commented, "There's a Mean Girls Club going on." Johnson's next move was to mock Aguero for lying about her age to get a date. Aguero asked Johnson to go ahead and have at it. Aguero insisted that she felt fine being 68 and being in good health, which she was using to help other people. Veronica interrupted the conversation to reveal how Mama Debbie had helped her a lot in the past year with the Jamal drama. Veronica used to send Debbie an email or give her a call. However, Aguero snapped that she didn't need friends who served court papers and said that they were doing a favor. Teray Millette supported Aguero, saying he wouldn't have wanted someone he knew to give him the papers. Aguero defended Natalie, who she thought didn't know how to react because of the pain she was going through. She accused Johnson of making a freak show and a circus out of the situation. Aguero said the only thing she'd done wrong was lie about her age, and Johnson had insulted her by calling her a clown. Johnson exasperatedly told Aguero that she didn't want to talk to her because she was pathetic. However, Aguero was in no mood to quieten up. Aguero had now hit Johnson where it hurt the most. Johnson asked Aguero not to comment on her family matters, which she knew nothing about. Aguero was referring to Colt and Vanessa Guerra not wanting to live with Johnson under the same roof due to her interfering in their relationship. Aguero said Johnson was a very demanding and destructive woman. Aguero didn't want to engage with Johnson anymore. Aguero talking about Colt made Johnson tear up, and she started spewing expletives at Aguero. Johnson tried to taunt Aguero about her romancing a younger man. Veronica tried to defuse the situation by saying both mama bears, Aguero and Johnson, had an incredibly strong love for their sons. Aguero agreed with Veronica, but she said she believed in respecting other people. The 90-day, the single life ended on a sour note for the cast members because Aguero left without saying goodbye to the cast except Teray. Aguero didn't get any support from the other women. She also didn't seem to have any faith in the future of her relationship with Ruben the Cuban, proving that the tell-all was ugly for the Georgia woman.